Hey guys, thanks for tuning into my video. So I know I hate when I click on a video and it's a whole bunch of like intro and all of this unnecessary talk when I'm really just trying to see how to do what I'm searching for how to do. So this is how I ended up taking down 67 of my 5-year-old locks, and I took them down 95% on my own. I had help on one night by my friends Anne and Crystal. Thank you guys so much. They helped me for about 3 or 4 hours, and the rest of the way I did it all myself. And this is how I did it. So I used a single like metal crochet hook, and it ended up making this curve just based off of, I guess, the pressure of picking my locks for all that time. But it did like this little angle curve, and I would just pick at the bottom until it would release, and then I would take out the shed hair little by little. Each lock took about an hour, and then I noticed when I got all the way to like the middle top area, that's when it's hard to explain, but it was just like a sticky, matted mess, like almost like a web that I had to pick at. So I found that if I had my husband hold one side of the lock and then I picked kind of towards the middle of the lock, then it would eventually release. This whole process was torture. I added whatever conditioner I could find. It really doesn't matter which one you use. You just want to have a spray bottle and some conditioner and that crochet hook. I got them off of Amazon. I'll leave the link below in the description. And it just takes a lot of patience. Like I said, one lock took one whole hour. Each lock took an hour, and I have 67 locks. So I worked on my locks for 7 days. I started on February 12th and I finished on February 20th at like 11 o'clock at night. I was so exhausted. I would never do this again. And because I don't really want a big chop, I don't know if I'll ever get locks again because I don't really like short hair on me. So never say never, but yeah, I don't see myself locking my hair again. I really loved my locks. I appreciated the journey, and the journey served its purpose. And I'm so happy that I locked my hair and that I learned how to love myself in my most natural state. Even me being on camera right now with no makeup, my natural hair, like I would have never done this 10 years ago. So it definitely helped me accept myself, and I'm so appreciative and thankful for this experience. If you are here just to see how I did it, that's how I did it. But if you want to know why I did it, then keep on watching and go with me along the process. This is going to be either a 2 or 3 part video, and I hope you guys enjoy it. So this is when it all started. I noticed that I had these little white lines in my hair, and I knew that it was buildup because when I would pick at the white lines at the bottom of my hair, it would release a whole bunch of lint and buildup from the bottom. So I was like, these white lines are buildup, and I just couldn't not see them. So when I would take a picture, I would see that I had buildup in my hair, and I just couldn't unsee it. I just want to make a note right here that I do know that I could have just colored my hair. I put a black rinse or whatever, but my hair doesn't do well with color, and I didn't want to damage the integrity and the health of my locks, especially knowing that I may eventually comb them out. So I didn't want to just cover up the buildup, although I know I could have just colored them. And I also did try to do several lock detox with apple cider vinegar and baking soda. And yeah, nothing actually got everything out. Okay, guys, so I decided this morning that I want to cut my locks, so that's what I did. And not only cut them, I want to comb them out. It's been 5 years and 5 months, and I'm finally ready to let this set go. This is when I first started combing out my locks, and I had no idea what I was doing. I just looked at some videos on YouTube, and I saw that they were using some small tooth combs, so I used a small tooth comb. But definitely don't use this method because it takes out a lot more hair than using the single tip crochet. Today is October 31st, 2022, and I've been locked since September 25th, 2017. So it's been 5 years. I'm just putting water and conditioner on my hair, and then using a small tooth comb to slowly detangle it. Already losing a ton of hair. Don't know how much length I'm going to be able to retain, but also not worried about it. So yeah, Stay tuned. This is when I realized there's absolutely no way I was going to be able to get through my whole head if I kept all of the length from my hair. So I cut it to about a little bit below shoulder length. So Nala was not happy with this decision at all. And I knew she wouldn't be, so I kind of did it when she was at school. And I surprised her when she got in the car, and she was not happy at all. And no, she does not want to cut her locks or comb out her locks. She loves her locks. She thinks I'm crazy. So it was all fun and games until I saw how thick just those 8 locks were. And I remembered how hard it was to take care of my loose natural hair. And immediately, no, I changed my mind. I punked out and I went to Brown Beauty, Natural Beauty Hair Care here in Orlando, Florida. And I had her instant lock my locks back. And I wore it this way for about 3 months. I honestly thought the cut was going to be enough to help scratch that itch for change, but not. But 3 months later, I was right back combing out my locks. Okay, so I'm about 4 days in at this point, and I'm so tired that I made a post on Instagram, and I'm like, anybody who's willing to help me, accepting all help. I did not think anybody would actually offer to help me, but Crystal and Ann not only offered, but actually showed up to help me. They helped me for 3 hours, 2 days before I finished. And when I tell you that was the push that I needed to not just chop it all off, I cannot thank you guys enough for helping me. Thank you guys so much. This is 2 days before I finished, and I kind of got an extra push of motivation to finish because from the front it looked like I was finished, but if you looked at the side or the back, you can see that I had more to go. So here I can see that I'm actually retaining a good amount of length, but I do know that I'm gonna have to cut off like a good 4 inches, 4 or 5, maybe even 6 inches of that length. And I would just put my hair in a bun when I had to go out or put it in a head wrap, and it wasn't too hard to camouflage that I was combing out my locks. Hey. And I just have to take a moment to really thank my husband. Why do I feel like I'm like accepting an award for combing out my locks right now? But it was a journey, guys. It was really hard. But thank you so much, husband, for cooking, keeping the house in order, keeping the kids fed, all while I picked at my hair for 10 hours a day. And I really appreciate that support, and I couldn't have done it without you. Thank you.
Can I have some hot cocoa?
No.
Can I have some hot cocoa?
Okay, so at this point, I only have 2 more left, but instead of feeling like happy about it, I felt like I still have 2 hours left, and I'm so exhausted. So yeah, it was very hard, guys. If you're thinking about doing this, you can do it. I just wanted to get it done before my birthday, so I got it done within 7 days. But I would recommend just doing 1 to 2 locks a day. Like, take your time. If it takes you 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, take your time. Stay tuned for part 2. This is where I'm going to wash and condition my hair and do a blowout so you can see the length, and stay tuned.